All right, speaking of getting the work in, Georgia at Tennessee, awesome game this week. Georgia's about a 3.5-point favorite. I'm seeing some fours start to pop up in the market. Big move early in the week, Pete, right? Tennessee was a 6.5-point dog. I even saw some sevens. Got bet down immediately until 3.5. Didn't see a 3, right? I think at 3, the sharp money will just flood in on Georgia. I don't think we get a 3. I think 3.5 is the best price you'll find on Georgia this week. Kirby Smart owns Josh Heupel. Like, what am I missing here?
Oh, it's crazy.
Tennessee,
they haven't won since they've won the last 16, I think it is.
He's 4-0 against them ATS since he took over at Tennessee, and all of those lines were all 8, 9, 10, 20 points. So you're getting a discount on Georgia this week.
Yeah, literally, I think that as a program, Tennessee can't beat Georgia. It is a 16-year run of Bulldog wins. And look, again, fine. Syracuse is not that great. They needed everything in the bag to come back against UConn. And East Tennessee State, 72 points. You know, here's my crazy storyline of the week. Everyone's like, well, they won the Nico Yamalava, thing because Nico's struggling at UCLA and, Tennessee. Well, this is the week that I think you're going to see, they kind of miss having the NFL guy there as opposed to Joey Aguilar, who's good, but welcome to the Georgia defense. I think it's a lower scoring game. I like the under on this, and I like Georgia to pull out. Here, my world of betting and my world of college football, especially, do not F with a streak. If the gods of college football, however you want to confine, are telling you that certain teams have just the other team's number, if they won 16 in a row and you're going to go against that, like, that's on you. So if I'm taking 16 in a row, the world is telling you something about how these programs operate. And if you get it wrong, not your fault. It's something mystical that goes beyond us. So go Georgia. The line's low enough. Go Georgia. Give away the points. And if it doesn't work, not your fault. It's something bigger.
Yeah, I'm laying 3.5. That's actually my favorite side of the week. I wrote it up for the website. Please read it. I do extensive work on the write-ups every week. I do a lot of research. In fact, for example, here you go. Offensive line for Georgia. Left tackle, Monroe Freeling. First-round pick. Absolute stud at left tackle. The center, Drew Bobo. You might recognize that name because he's the son of Mike Bobo, who's a former quarterback, now the current OC at Georgia. Very high football IQ. That's the guy you want playing center. And the right guard, Dontrell Glover. Keep an eye on that name. He had the highest graded blocking score of any freshman last week at the guard position. So Georgia's very young.
So you're saying Georgia has NFL talent? That's a new one.
What a shocker. And how about this? On defense, I think they're even better, and they're significantly younger. They have 4 guys from the grades that look like first or second round picks, and they're all like sophomores. So I think this Georgia defense, which right now doesn't have the name recognition, right? They don't have that, Jalen Carter type, oh my God, guy on their team. That's the one guy. But they're all really talented and really young. And what does that mean, Pete? They get better and better.
All right, so you're leading me to my bigger point, overarching point on this. So if their defense is good and the Tennessee defense is good, where are you seeing the point total right now?
I think it's right in the mid-40s. I would bet under on this game. Let me look.
I think it was last time I checked, it was 50 or something, 50
wow,
and a half.
Is it really that high? I'd be surprised if it's that high. It is 50, right on. I see some 49.5, but it is 50. Yeah, I think first half under. I get scared with the full game unders because these games get wacky late, but first half under for sure. The first quarter unders have also been a really fun bet. Here's why I like first quarter unders. There's no urgency. First and goal at the 1-yard line. They'll just let the clock run down at the end of the quarter.
I'd like to introduce you to Oregon, Oklahoma State, too.
Yeah. Well, you can blame Mike Gundy.
That went crazy on the first 2 drives.
Yeah. I am seeing 10s in the market. I would prefer – no, I do see a 10.5 at DraftKings. First quarter under 10.5, Georgia, Tennessee. I think that's a fantastic wager. Fantastic wager.
I usually enjoy overs in week 3 because I do think that because you do have these wild things. Again, my belief in like these FBS and FCS games, if the heavy favorite can to do all the heavy lifting and cover most of it by itself, then go for it. And they may be like a Texas Tech will just cover it, or Oregon last week. They can just take care of it all by themselves. But this week, this under, and going back before, Florida LSU, I think that's an under. That's another game. It's kind of It's 48.5, but that kind of feels like it's going to be played in the lowish 20s, one team like 27-16-ish, 17-ish. I don't think you're going to get a whole lot of points in that.
I agree. Yeah, I think Georgia's probably of all the games this week. First of all, it's the best game on the board, obviously. I think USF Miami's right there in intrigue, but I mean, let's be honest, two ranked teams in the SEC. Georgia's a national champion.
I think Texas A&M Notre Dame's going to take center stage in my. I mean,
yeah, you got three really good games this week, ranked versus ranked. Should be a really
Georgia in Georgia Tennessee. It's an SEC game. It's going to be fun.
All right, good stuff. That's Pete. I'm Jared. Good luck this week with your bets. We will see you next week for our Lineups College Football Show.